So one thing is that we don't bring together research collaborations. We're not trying to match, an academic researcher with a community partner. Sometimes people think that's what we do. That's not what we do. We are actively supporting community and movement-led work with support from allies. So first off, to ensure that research is not extractive, we have to make sure that it's clear who's asking the questions. So the research questions need to be set by the folks on the front lines, the folks most impacted, so the folks we support. Secondly, it really matters who's making the decisions. So in our model, it's the frontline folks that we're supporting that make all the decisions about the project, from the research question to if and how those research findings are going to be shared. They make all that decision, and the coordinators and the volunteers are just there to be supportive in whatever way is useful. Also, we need to be clear about who's benefiting, and if the frontline folks are making all the decisions, it will be to their benefit, and that really matters. Really matters whose types of knowledge is centered, and it really makes it's really important who owns the intellectual property. So in our model, all the research, the data, the findings, etc., is owned by the people we're supporting, and research or the EJRA and the volunteers cannot use that data in any way. So those are some of the clear policies we have to ensure that the work we're doing is not replicating extractive research practices. Sure. First of all, we'd love for funders to get behind each community directly, but we also can say that it's also effective to fund us, and we support folks. So we've been working hard for years to build relationships and build trust with communities and movements across the country. Our staff team and our advisory council are people that are already embedded in these movements and communities. So we're a hub of solidarity that actively supports, like you say, many dozens of amazing communities and movements across the country that are leading powerful transformative work. So by funding us, you're contributing to many BIPOC-led initiatives across the country, from Mi'kma'ki to the Chenoweth territory. So from east to west. And with our model, it's not only funding being funneled to front lines, it's other kinds of active support, from volunteer labor, access to relevant experts, research planning, event planning, connecting folks that are facing similar challenges. We're able to offer all kinds of support beyond financial, including helping folks deal with administrative hurdles of applying for and holding grants. So those are some of the reasons we think supporting us is a great way to support folks across the country. So we have some very clear commitments that our team makes, and all the volunteers and research mentors make when they become part of this network. And so these are the kind of commitments that we'd recommend to anyone who wants to be a strong ally or accomplice to really make these commitments. So one, and this is really important, figure out how you can offer concrete support to community and movement-led initiatives, as opposed to asking them to participate in your initiative. This we see a lot. Folks just like try to be a good ally and asking folks to be part of their initiative. You need to find ways to be part of community and movement-led initiatives. Number two, be clear that you are in a supporting role. So you're not a decision maker. You follow the community's leadership, their instructions, their timelines. Three, decenter your own expertise. So offer useful support and ideas and knowledge, but don't be the expert in the room. Don't be the one who's making decisions. That's important, that the expertise of the frontline folks and their lived experience is the expertise that really matter in making decisions and working together. Four, don't ask for anything in exchange. Don't ask for credit. Don't ask for authorship or payment or a favor or their participation in your initiative. Do this as an offering without asking for anything in exchange. And then five, and finally, be solid and trustworthy in terms of follow through. Do what you said you're going to do. So really follow through, but also be really trustworthy in terms of confidentiality, digital security, and data sovereignty. Those are some of the important commitments. Empowering communities with research capacity can help them generate knowledge and tools to help them advocate powerfully for their rights in their territories as they're challenging harmful industries and policy, but it also can inform really powerful solutions and alternatives. Research can really uncover those alternatives and solutions. And with more capacity and more people behind them, a community facing industrial pollution or climate impacts is better able to hold industry and government accountable. They're better able to present hard evidence, better able to garner media attention, better able to have the time and pay for the expenses of doing that research and advocacy. And then as industry and governments are held to account and their power and legitimacy is slowly weakened, and public awareness is raised about systemic injustice, then systemic change becomes more and more possible. And as systems change and open up new opportunities, those solutions and alternatives that communities have been cultivating, then they can grow, flourish, and scale up. That's kind of our theory of change.